Are you looking for the best Monday night football bets around? Then get ready for the NFL's Week 12 IDP Plus Moneyline podcast. Welcome back to the IDP Plus Moneyline podcast. How's everybody doing? We got a special Monday night football edition for you this week. I am actually joined by my old co-host this week, the IDP tipster himself, Mr. Gary Van Dyke. Gary, how you doing?
Oh man, I'm hyped. Yeah, glad to be back in the saddle with you on the screen for a minute, man. Do this special. So yeah. As you can see, I started off just right too. I had the screen wrong, but hey, let's rock and roll, man. Let's get to those bets. That's what the people are here for.
Yes, sir. Sounds good. So, we just wanted to get a few Monday Nighters out this week. We don't usually do this, but we're able to this week. So we're going to start with the first offensive one. Gary's got some IDP bets for you at the end here. I'm going to take Justin Herbert over 259.5 passing yards at minus 130. This is against the worst secondary in the league that's allowing 284.5 passing yards per game, the Baltimore secondary. On top of that, we've got a huge total. It's 51 points, which means Vegas thinks we're getting a shootout here. So that all lines up very well for Herbert passing yards over. He did not do this the entire first month of the season when that ankle was really bothering him. But since then, he's gone 237, 349, 279, 282, a crappy 164, and then 297 last week. So definitely trending up as the ankle has been feeling better, and he's been airing it out more often and having much better passing outcomes the past month or so. He has cleared this line in 4 of the last 5 games, so I think we're looking good for Herbert over 259.5 passing yards at minus 130.
Yeah, that Baltimore secondary has been all over the map this year, man. They are not the same secondary we knew from just a few years ago. Kyle Hamilton, we're going to talk about a little bit of defensive bets a little bit later, man. But yeah, there's a lot of teetering things going on with these DraftKings defensive bets. So, but yeah, I love that. Justin Herbert, man, he's been lighting her up.
Yeah, and Baltimore has the best rush defense in the league, which is crazy because their pass defense is the worst. So they have the best rush defense,
Yeah,
worst
yeah,
pass defense.
yeah.
Speaking of DraftKings is making it easier to win big. Deposit $50 and get $50 in bonus bets with IDP Plus Insights and DraftKings. You'll be racking up those fantasy points in no time. Grab your bonus at idpplus.com/DraftKings. Alrighty, second bet for tonight. We got some plus money here. I'm going to take Lad McConkey over 70 receiving yards at plus 105. He's cleared this line in 2 of the last 4 games. And with the same factors we literally just talked about for Herbert, if he's going to have a huge night passing, where are those pass yards going to go to? McConkey's been his favorite target, most of the season and definitely over the last month or so. I think that the line on this is a little lower because McConkey's been questionable all week, but he did get limited practices in on Saturday and I believe Sunday as well. Towards the end of the week, I saw he had a few limited practices, which tells me he's going to play tonight. If he does play and get his normal snaps, this is a slam dunk over 70 receiving yards at plus 105. All righty. And then last offensive one, I'm going to take Chargers over 23.5 team points at minus 130. They've gone over this number the last 4 games in a row. And with the total at 51 points and just a 2.5 point spread, Vegas is telling us that they expect a shootout and they expect around 23 points a team tonight or so. And Baltimore scores 30.4 points per game. That's second best across the entire league. So the Chargers are going to have to score, and they're going to have to score early and often to stay with Baltimore in this game. So I think we're looking good. I think we get the shootout that Vegas thinks we're going to get. And I think the Chargers get over 23.5 team points at minus 130 fairly easily because they're going to have to. Baltimore scores a ton, and if LA doesn't, they're not going to be in the game. So it's that simple.
Yeah, I get you, brother. I totally agree, man. This is going to be an interesting game with Harbaugh against Harbaugh coming across country, going cross country for Baltimore. And looking at the numbers from last year, like I was looking into Jerwin James playing against Baltimore and stuff, man, it's a different team. I think the Chargers are bringing to the field this year too. So this is going to be an interesting ball game.
Yeah, good one. Definitely should be a good one. All right, before we get some IDP bets for you, want a little extra in your fantasy football bankroll? Deposit just $10 with FanDuel and get $50 in bonus bets. It's the perfect boost to kickstart your season. Don't wait. Claim your bonus now at idpplus.com/FanDuel. All right, Gary, you got anything on the defensive side for us?
Well, let's just mention the whole defensive situation for both teams. Okay, so we've got Mack gets hurt. We've got Jerwin James is coming off a groin injury. You've got Roquan Smith that is questionable. And all of this is on both sides of the ball going to affect everything by the time we get to game time, and also puts a little bit more of a kink into what I see. When I was looking, I'm looking at the numbers compared to the talent that each team has and what is normally there for production. And I gotta be honest, nothing lined up worth a shit, because if either team did allow it, then either DraftKings ain't got that bet or the players suck.
Yeah.
So, I'm just dodging these bullets with this whole situation overall. I do have a couple that, I mean, they're just outliers to me that I'm going to mention here, and that would be with the Chargers inside linebacker Henley. This rookie has came on. He has been the main guy for at least the last 3 to 4 weeks, and since he's taken that primary rollover and Perriman's out. But Perriman started slacking off, and Henley started getting more snaps. And then you had Colston Jr. in there for a little bit, but he's on IR. So you got Troy Dye coming in next to Henley. That's, like I said, been a beast. He's been getting these types of numbers. I think it's like 12 last week, 11, 10 for the last few weeks. Troy Dye is not going to eat into his production. And Troy Dye will probably be lucky to see even 50% of the snaps, to tell you the truth. So, I mean, the role that this guy is on, they're playing at home. I don't think there is no way this kid comes off the field, barring an injury, that he is not going to be the center of attention. And whatever Baltimore brings to the table, Mark Andrews catching over the middle,
Yep.
Henry running that ball up the gut, you're going to be looking at Henley, looking at every bit of getting that's why all these are negative 145, 135, 130. We're talking about 3.5 assists at negative 145, over 5.5 tackles at 115, and over 9.5 tackles and assists at 130. Not big paydays there that I'm used to swinging for like an idiot. But good, secure bets to make right here, folks. Good, secure bets. This kid's been killing it, and he's he's leading tackler on the team.
Yeah.
Okay, 9.5 is his average. I think it was for the last month. 9. That's where we're going to see over that in this contest. This is going to be one of those contests that these teams are going to be bringing it out. They're playing for the coaches. They're playing for the respect. They're playing for the title. They're playing for the 7-3 record. All right. I really like Henley here. And then on the opposite side of this thing, and you would think this would make me like Jerwin James more, but looking at his bets last year, he had 4 solo tackles and 2 assists. And then his numbers are all ranging right there if you looked at DraftKings right now. He's coming off a groin injury. And the fact is that Baltimore is not that great at allowing a lot of production to the secondary at all on paper, at least the safety position. And when it comes to Gilman, he stinks. This kid is I looked at his PFF grade. He's well below average, somewhere in the 50s. He's always been this way. He's a guy that's actually pretty decent in run defense, that plays more coverage than anything when you look at the snaps between him and Jerwin James, because James is up in the box. All right. James is in for the snap pass, or the pass rushing snaps too, up in the box. He's on there a lot more. So the only thing I did like about James was the possibility that he might get over 2.5 assists, but that's still breaking it when you look at what he's done this year compared to the level of production that the teams allow. He's not overachieved in those either. So I I believe if the production's not there on the table by the numbers, I'm not betting on it. So Jerwin James, if you were going to go there, go that 2.5. But when it comes to Gilman and no production allowed, and this guy hasn't overachieved in any one matchup this year on paper at all. And then looking at the Baltimore side of things and what they allow, the free safety, they've only allowed any type of production near to what his numbers look like to, let's see, it was the Raiders' Moreg, and it was like week 2.
Yep.
And then Fitzpatrick last week. And guess what? Deshaun Elliott, the guy's been killing it. He got nothing, right? There's only one safety every time the Baltimore plays. You're going to think I'm bullshitting. You go look. I think the Denver game might be the one outlier, but there's only one safety that's going to produce in this game if it goes with the trends. And that's the best guy on the defense normally. And that's going to be Jerwin James. You know, he's going to get up here. Gilman has had games where he's had 3 assists, for heaven's sake, in a high matchup with the right numbers. He's just not the guy to overachieve. He plays less snaps out of the 2 safeties, and he plays more of a last line of defense, even though he sucks in coverage. All right. So if you're going to do anything with the IDP side of betting here, man, go for Henley and anything you can get from him. Those numbers were fluctuating as I looked at them for the last 2 hours before we started here. And with Gillen, they're sticking. So there's a lot of plus money right there that you could really dabble on. This guy might lay an egg in this matchup by the numbers. It's an outside top 10 matchup on paper from Baltimore's side of the view. Yeah, don't give me Gilman. I don't want him for anything that's or excuse me, I give me Gilman for everything that he can't get.
Yeah, unders. I hear you. Yeah. Gilman has not been great this year. Yep. So that's a good call. I love the Henley bet here. I love it because you've got for a floor of opportunities. You got every single Derrick Henry run, and there's usually a shitload. And then you got every time Lamar takes off, that happens a shitload as well. All the tight end catches, of which there are many. Baltimore barely targets their wide receivers. It's all tight end and running back targets and a smattering of wide receiver targets. So I think Henley easily clears that 9.5. I'm with you on that. And good stuff on the safeties too.
Yeah, it's too bad about like Roquan Smith, man. He's so damn questionable. I mean, he did
Yeah.
not participate, questionable down to the line. So it's better to have Roquan at 50% on the field. And we don't want to risk that. They'll do that. They'll put Roquan out there at 50% to get better play out of him than their backups. I know Simpson's pretty damn good. He's all right. He can produce, but it just still puts too much question. What happens if they do put Roquan Smith in? And that's exactly why I'm missing Kyle. I'll mention real quick. Kyle Hamilton is like at 7.5 tackles and assists together. And I'm not biting. If you look at what the guy's done, he's kind of sporadic. He's scoring great production, but it's not always in solos and assists. All right. He might get 4 assists he might get 3 solos and 1 assist, but then he's got 3 passes defended and then he's got a tackle for a loss or a sack or something. It's always been a combination more of anything. And the numbers aren't actually there for the Chargers either. And it's tough not to think that Kyle Hamilton could get this done, considering that Roquan Smith might be lamed up or Simpson might be the guy that's in there playing, running this defense, and they need Kyle Hamilton to stand up. It's too sporadic for me this week. I can't deal with it.
Yep. Yeah, no, I hear you. I think we got some good options there. And if it's iffy, you just don't touch it, right? That's it. Beautiful. All right, buddy. Well, we got these out there. We got some nice little bonus bets here for Monday night. Any announcements for the crowd?
Yeah, make sure you catch everything kind of early this week. We got Johnny coming in doing the money line on Wednesday. We got Sebastian doing his Thursday bets and recording his best bets for next Sunday early on Wednesday. So everything's going to come out Wednesday or probably Wednesday, and be set for you for the holiday weekend.
Yeah, exactly. Right. We got Thanksgiving this week. We got 3 games on Thanksgiving. So, yep. Me and the fellas will have everything ready Wednesday, get you guys all set, and have some good options for you.
Yep. Good stuff.
Beautiful. All right. Well, hey, thank you all for listening. Good luck this week and tonight. And we'll catch you a little bit early this week for week 13. Have a good one. Take care. Happy Thanksgiving. Thank you for watching the IDP Plus YouTube network. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Be sure to tap the bell icon to get notified whenever we upload new content.